And now we are with the sourdough. This is chapter 8, Chef Kate. Oh, chapter 8, Chef Kate. It's a very small chapter. On Monday, I rose early and baked two loaves that emerged from the oven with happy faces, with happy cheeks, chib- cherubic. I wrapped them in paper towels and stuffed them into my backpack. I also carried the crock with its fragile passenger along to the office and set it on my desk next to quivering the cactus. I threaded a pair of earlobes between my laptop and the crock, dangled them inside, and played Shaman's CD at minimum volume. The cafeteria was nearly empty, with only a few early risers or never sleepers who sat quietly with code and yogurt. In the kitchen, Chef Kate and her small staff were subdividing a pile of potatoes, collecting tater-tot-sized pieces in plastic tubs. Reggie played on a wimpy Bluetooth speaker. Chef Kate had come to oversee the feeding of dextrose by way of a cool restaurant on Valencia Street, wooed away from fine dining by lavish stock options and normal work hours. For Andre, she was a trophy. His chowhound ways were well known, as was his dream of seeing his robot arms working smoothly alongside sous chefs in all the open kitchens of the city. I lifted my swaddled loaves in greeting. Chef Kate cleared a space among the potatoes. She brought a loaf to her nose and thumped its backside with her fingers and listened to the rapper. Very nice. She produced a serrated blade and commanded me to cut while she stepped away in search of something else. Once every quarter, Andre insisted that Chef Kate employ the robot arms in her kitchen, and once every quarter, the robot arms paid her horribly. The latest tryout sat in the corner, powdered down with a broom, leaned up against it, waiting to be wheeled back across the street to the task acquisition center. We would solve everything else before we solved the egg problem. I followed Kate's instructions and sawed off two rough slices. She returned with butter and salt and generously dressed both of them. There, the butter was now blanketed with yellow. The bread was now blanketed with yellow butter, light yellow butter. It glittered with a crust of flaky salt. It seemed excessive. Kate hoisted her slice in a salute and said, "You'd better off eating this every day than that slurry shit. You'd be better at this." She took a bite. Dude, chewed, took another bite, said again, Dude, swallowed. We would sell this. I told her Arjun said the same thing. Arjun doesn't know anything. I do. This is a solid product. Dude, sell me some. She fixed me with the challenging gaze. This was not the empty jollity of a friend. We would sell this. This was a hard-eyed appraisal of someone who spent a lot of time thinking about what was and wasn't commercially viable. This was, in other words, a real offer. I told her, okay, I would sell her some. What's your capacity? Not much. I can bake two loaves in my oven. So I can do four, I guess, in a couple of hours. I need at least eight. You kids eat a lot. I told her I would find a way to do it. I had no idea how, but that's what I told her. Bring them next week, Chef Kate said. Trial run Monday through Friday. Cool? Cool. I agreed and could not account fully for the thrill of the prospect. Maybe it was a miracle of baking still alive for me. Maybe it was the fact that I'd never produced anything that earned such a visceral reaction before. Visceral was nice. Visceral was fun. I pay Everett Broom $5 a unit, which is absurd, but I'll buy you the same on the strength of this low 30 days net. Bring me an invoice. Units, net, invoices, I was drunk with it. See you next Monday, Kate said. Chef Kate said early. Back at my desk, I was smiling, grinning goofily, in fact, and wondered if it was the first time I'd ever done so, sitting at the desk. The Clement Street starter was happy too, burbling merrily, and my workspace was permeated by the faint smell of bananas and the crew, even fainter, of the poets of the mass, whoever they were. The chapter ends here, but there's a email conversation thing which happens very frequently in this book. So it's from Burek, the owner of the Clement Street joint from where Louis, our protagonist, ate the bread and um, the slurry before. So just gonna read it. I'm gonna read it in this chapter only. Hello, number one eater. Your sourdough looks splendid. I'm very happy to see it. Does it smell like bananas? Just a tiny bit? Shaman and I are back in Edinburgh, crowded into Sharia's small apartment here. That's my mother. Max don't say mom and dad. I don't really know why. I'm cooking for everyone. After a year of practice in San Francisco, I think it's happened. I'm finally a better cook than my mother. She won't admit it, of course, but I can tell she's nervous. I have a batch of spicy stew pudding with an ingredient that is wickedly new to her. Fresno chili. I discovered it on 10th Street. Yes, I think this is going to be the night, she concedes. Please picture me rubbing my hands together like a villain. Send more messages. So basically, this was a reply to, I think, uh, Lewis must have sent a picture of the sourdough, so he was just like replying on that. Um, yeah, it's fun message. Anyways, we'll meet soon for the next chapter. Until then, bye bye.